Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Agent Venom from Revoltech. And I ordered this from Aliexpress, and no, this is not the CT version. There was a CT version. It would say CT on it, or at least that's what it looked like on it. Beware, you order from Aliexpress, it comes in a bag. It is beat up, so if you are mint in box, I don't think that's the place you want to order from, but we're going to take a look at it. I'm kind of worried what might be in here, but again, it was like 17 bucks, so I said, you know what, I'll give it a chance. We'll see how good or maybe how bad it is. If it is the real version, I've heard this is an awesome figure, but is this a real version? Who the hell knows? We're going to find out. You can see stickers are slapped on it. It is beat the hell. But so here's the box. You can see Agent Venom, Revoltech, a lot of Japanese writing. I don't know if that's how the ones you may order from BBTS or Entertainment Earth would be. It is Venom. And on the back, you have all kinds of stuff. Now, I've never had a Revoltech per se. I have had... I did order a weapons pack, which I know this does come with some of the same stuff that was in the weapons pack, but I figured, you know what, 18 bucks, I'm willing to take the chance. Just Jeff told me this is a great figure. I hope this is the same figure that he has. But anyway, I think it's time to open this up. Just beware, if you order from AliExpress, you better be an out-of-box guy and be willing to open up your figures, and also be willing to... take the gamble of when it's going to come, if it's going to come. They're actually pretty good with making sure they'll give you like a buck off if it takes too long. They do ship pretty fast. So I've ordered 2 things off AliExpress. I got them. It took a little bit of time. And they were as, they were as explained. So let's get right into this. But before we do, if you like this type of content, you'll want to learn about AliExpress stuff, or maybe ordering from other online suppliers, take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop something such as this. Alright, so here it is. I'm not going to go through unboxing everything. It comes in the box. It opens up like this. I like to show people, again, on the first time that I'm ordering something, what it's like once you open it. And it looks like it's packaged really well. So underneath it, you do have a stand, a bunch of extra hands that look like they just kind of pop right off, so I think you can hold it. A couple little pegs inside of it. It's on 2 different tray systems. Look how smashed up it is. So I don't think anything is going to be damaged. You can see the figure in here. All the different weapons that he does come with. Different eyes, it looks like. Oof. Different blast effects. You got the arms in the back. So I wanted to show you guys exactly how it looks. But I think it's time to definitely get into this and take a look and see how good this figure actually is. Alright, so let's just get into it. And there's a lot. So it does come with some instructions. It's going to kind of explain everything. I think most of the stuff is pretty self-explanatory. But make sure you have the instructions just in case you need it. So first off, we're going to have a stand. And this is more of a flight stand. You can just kind of plug this thing in. And hopefully it would actually hold the figure. He's not a real heavy figure. Not a huge stand, but if it works, awesome. Alright, so as we normally do, like I said, look at the accessories first. So he has a couple web slingers. Alright, so here's a nice looking one. It's clearly not going to, you can tell it's not soft, like where it's just going to kind of fall down. It looks like it plugs in. I was quickly looking over everything. It's going to plug into the fist here, or he can actually hold on to it with the hands that he has right there to make it look like he's slinging. But again, it looks pretty good there. You got a little bit of just kind of a little circle there, and you can see that there. I'm not sure, are these the exact same? Yeah, they look to be the exact same, which kind of makes sense for the price point that we're paying. This here I don't think is anything, except for maybe to help things out. Maybe open up the hands or whatever. But we're just going to keep that right to the side there. Alright, so he does come with this. To me, this looks more like some sort of weird grenade launcher. And it has aspects. of a McFarlane. So I don't really like it. I have a few other, like I said, I have an accessory pack, and one comes with a giant sniper rifle. I'll probably use that one if it fits properly, or one of the other weapons I have. But the detail on it, I guess, is decent enough. All right, right over here, you can see where the stock is. Holes just kind of running through it. It doesn't move or anything. The chamber does not spin. It's got a grip right here. No port for blast effects. All right, as I believe some of these, or maybe some of the other ones that they have, will actually fit on this. They use a really weird system for their blast effects. All right, I'm not sure what the hole is there for just yet. We might find out later. He has extra tentacles. So here's one that's already kind of spiked over. You have a second one. This piece right here is the only part that articulates. So nothing else articulates on it. Again, you can look at the nice design on it. It is stiff, it is pokey, so you don't want to give this to a kid. And just quickly after kind of lifting the figure, I don't think this is what you want to give to a kid anyway. All right. Here's a different design. All right, same thing. The peg here is going to allow it to move and turn around. And again, they make it look like his tentacles. You know, again, it'd be nice to have maybe a couple different ones, but I can't complain for 18 bucks. Now this is missing a piece here. All right, but they give me more than a couple extra. So if I'm going to use it, which is nice that they give you a couple of extra just in case if one breaks, all right? And then we have these ones here, which allow us to connect a different hand to it. All right, there's different hands on there that look like they connect on here. Different spike here. All right, so he can create, you can create different tentacles that are coming off here. So what is nice is this one moves here. It's obviously gonna wrap around this way and then come down, all right? And everything seems to come off pretty damn easily, so just be careful, all right? And then let's see, we have a second one that's very similar to that, or maybe the exact same. Kind of has that lightning bolt on it. A third one, and a fourth one. So they're giving you 4. So you're going to be able to really make this figure very modular. All right. So we're going to look at the weapons here. And here's a second one of these. I do like the silver that's on it. All right. It just gives a little bit of detail. There's not a lot of detail on any of these tentacles, as you can kind of see. Same with the guns. All right. I'm hoping the figure has a little bit more detail. So we're going to get 4 of these pistols. All right, so it's got a little flashlight on it. No port for blast effects. All right, no trigger guard. And I'm assuming that's where like a magazine would go. Detail is pretty good. You can see right here. Oops. We got a nice little safety right there. All right. And it looks like it's on some sort of like little rail system with this. I'm assuming that's a flashlight. Maybe it's a laser pointer. All in all, it does look pretty good. Let me move this one light over. See if I can get maybe a little bit better light. I feel like I can't see anything. All right. Damn it. I might cut that. So anyway, looking at the pistols here. Here are the blast effects. All right. And they're way different than any other blast effects. They're basically just a flash. But on the inside, when you look at it, you can see that the actual front of the gun plops into it. So when you look at here, you can see there's your iron sight. If you look closely, you can see where there's the barrel, 2 little spots. We're going to kind of push that right on in there. And that's the blast effect they use. And I like that. I actually think that looks really cool. And what's cool is they're going to give you a couple extra hands. So you can use the tentacles also using the guns if need be. All right, so there you go with that. Now, what they do have, and there's 4 of these quickly. So here is this piece, all right? And this kind of reminds me of the original Destro from G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, when his gun broke. So as you can see, all we have here is the grip in the back of the gun. So with the amazing Yamaguchi, rather than actually give you holsters that are actually going to holster the gun, they give you this piece, and it's going to plug in. It plugs in like so, and then you connect this into his thigh. All right, so if you want him to have it, he has it on there. You just take it off and they don't have it. Then you're going to remove the what's kind of a pistol. It is a weird idea to use. When I got the weapons pack, I couldn't understand exactly what the hell this was. Because I bought it for the sniper rifle and for the M4 and the pistols. And the M4 I think is the only one that I'm actually using. So, but again, it looks good. Has some nice detail on it. It does look like a real, holster. And they give you 4 of them. So I'm assuming there's enough spaces on his person to keep all of these. Just a really weird system, in my opinion. All right. And then what we have here are just a couple other pouches. All right. And here we can quickly take a look, and we can see the way it folds over. It's got what I would consider a snap or a button that's going to hold it down. It's just going to plug right in there. All right. And it is somewhat pliable. Okay. Then we got all these hands. And I actually really like this little piece here. That someplace I can put the hands rather than just constantly float around. So we can look at all the hands really quickly, as they're all going to be the exact same. So here's one. And as you can see on the top here, it has a port for one of our webs. All right, now I did just kind of play around with it just a bit on both sides, and I was really struggling to get that to just slot in. I'm wondering if that's what maybe this piece is for. That it's meant to open. I don't know. It doesn't really help. It's clearly supposed to be on an angle, I believe. And why else would you have it like this? I mean, but I am struggling to get that little piece in there, so might have to heat the hand up a little bit to get that just maybe that's as far as it goes. All right, there we go. So that's how the web shooter is going to shoot. All right, out of his fist. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to. Again, I know nothing about Venom or Agent Venom. So in the comments, feel free to tell me. So, but looking at this here, you get the nice silver that's right there. You can actually see, maybe that this is a web. Well, I don't know if he has to shoot web shooters, but it kind of makes sense because that's the Marvel Agent Venom right there. But it's made to look like maybe it is producing the web right there. Ooh, producing the web out of it. All right. So we're going to throw this back on here. Again, I really like this idea here. So here we have 4 of these. And this is so he can hold the gun with the tentacles. And you can tell because it's very shiny, very smooth, and very slippery. All right. Tentacles only have what looks like a thumb, a trigger finger, and then just a mask that's going to go over it. So that thing plugs right in like that. It looks pretty good. Again, without any trigger finger or without a trigger guard, you don't really have to worry about it snapping or getting around it, which does sometimes make it a little bit more difficult. All right. Pop that back on there. And again, there's 4 of them. Here we have the actual trigger finger. And they slot right in. So I don't know how well they're going to work with other weapons. And And when we look here on this piece right here, you can see there's no veins or anything coming off like what we see on these ones. So that's clearly shooting the web out. Again, I don't know anything about it. I just like good looking figures, and I was told this is good. And so far, I mean, the aesthetics of it and everything that you're getting, once again, for the 17 bucks that I spent, I can't complain at all. So here's an open hand. All right. Who knows what we can use that for, but all different types of stuff. And once again, no veins up there. So clearly that is how he's supposed to shoot. And then we have one more weird open hand. All right. And for the face, we have extra eyes. So I'll open these up and I'll swap them out when it's time. But you can see we have a more closed eye, a wide open eye, and then a green eye. I also have this spare floating eye that was that was in the box. And I know it's not the one that's on the figure because it looks like the figure has both of them. Alright, so now let's say you just want a pure Venom. Here is the Venom head. And I think this looks pretty good. Alright, so you got some really jagged teeth. You get the red around his eyes. It looks like the red has maybe worn off onto the teeth. Maybe this paint isn't the greatest. But maybe that's how he's supposed to be. Maybe that's supposed to be blood. But there's nothing up here. Up on top. Looks like they're missing some paint here. This amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech. Eyes look pretty good. Silver is mostly on it. Looks like there's a little bit of rub there. You can see the kind of the veins to the head. Not too much detail. I was always under the assumption they're supposed to have way more detail than a lot of other figures. I'm gonna say I'm corrected. I'm being standing corrected. All right. So, and then we do have an extra neck peg. And then two different hands. All right. Actually, I have a couple more, I think. And again, they are meant to slide onto here. So we have this here. All right. How that's going to plug in there. Just kind of throw that up like that. And then we would take, let's say, where's the spike? This thing is really sharp too. Like everything on this is sharp, like a NECA figure. So just be just be careful. So that's gonna slide on like that, maybe. It does not seem to want to go in there. I'm scared to break it. Not that I'll probably ever use a lot of this stuff. Maybe it goes the other way. Whew. And I'm assuming that's what that's for, right? What other reason is there to have that? That thing is super loose. Okay, so that one's slotted in. Now this one is in there nicely. But this side is extremely loose. So it looks like there's maybe some molding issues. We'll deal with that later and we'll take a look at it. So, all right, on to the actual Agent Venom, and the look of him is pretty good. I've never had a figure like this. Okay, so I've never had a Revoltech Amazing Yamaguchi. If it's real or not, he seems fairly loose. You can see that arm just kind of drops down like that. Quickly, we'll just take a look at the detail, then we'll go over the articulation. All right, so same look here with the veins, just not the veins, but the scrunchiness of his forehead. We got the eyes. They don't look bad. The paint is actually pretty good, and it's more of that Spider-Man looking face here. We have this chin neck guard that's going to run around him. All right. Just a little bit of detail, not too much on it. All right. A couple little rivets there that's going to hold us in. We got the big spider on the front, which I like. It kind of, I mean, it's protruding, so it does look like it's more or less coming to life with a lot of detail right there on the chest. All right. A little bit of paint issues, I would say, right there. I don't think that's supposed to be like that. Oh yeah, there's I mean, the paint isn't the greatest on this, all right? I'm not gonna lie, but again, we're talking about 17, 18 bucks. So I knew what I was getting when I was taking the shot. He's got the big shoulder pauldrons with the spikes on them, white just around. It looks more like a turtle shell more than anything. And then you have the gauntlets here with the spikes on it. And again, same thing that we kind of got over on this guy right here. He's got the spikes on both and also has the white that's kind of wrapping around. All right. So it's on both sides. This here on the fist, this is so we can take our web slinger and you can make it so he is grabbing the web and he is shooting. So again, or it's not shooting, flying, slinging, whatever you want to call it. And then again, we have the stand that hopefully will get him in that position if that's what we want to do. All right. Here we have the belt. Belt looks good. You got these just four little rivets here. It actually does look like it connects, and I like the detail on the belt. A couple little pouches right here. They run all the way around, and you can see here's a peg for the back. Looks like another peg for the back there, for his tentacles. A peg for the back. A peg, or a hole in the back for the tentacles. All right. Here's where we're going to use either the holsters or the pouches if you don't want to use the holsters on it. And it is on both sides. Knees here, your knee pads and your shins all have these big spikes on it to protect them. We got some toe articulation. Not a huge fan of it, but hopefully this one holds up. So, as for this articulation on this figure, he can look up and he can look down. There's a lot of movement in that neck. A lot. I'm assuming if we take this piece off, and we'll take it off in a second, we'll see how much movement is in it. He has this, he has a T-pose, but his arm does not stay up. Matter of fact, his arm comes off extremely easily. I wouldn't say he has butterfly joints, but he has some sort of weird joint right there that allows him to move. He can obviously move up as his arm just kind of falls off. You can see that ball joint, man. That thing is just going to completely move around. And I think to get this figure to stay, I'm going to have to figure out something. Maybe some nail polish around. All right. As for his joints here in the elbows, he gets about a 90 degree. I wouldn't call it, I mean, they're not double jointed, but they're, I mean, technically they are double jointed, but it's in a really weird position. Nothing like a Marvel Legends or a G.I. Joe Classified or Mezco, anything like I've seen. Alright. That's about as far as up that it can go. But you can move it around. It doesn't really have a bicep swivel, I guess. Oh, it does have I think that's a bicep swivel. Wow, this thing is really, really weird. Ooh, a lot of movement. Look at that, a lot of movement there. So you don't have to worry about him crouching. Not going to have a problem there. He can look down all the way like that, and then he can look up if he's slinging. I did forget to mention here, the belts here would just kind of pop off. So they just kind of look like they wrap and just kind of stay right there. Whatever. And it does move side to side. As for his Jean-Claude Van Damme, no problem there. No real, I guess it's not a, I don't know if this is considered a thigh swivel. I guess it would be considered a thigh swivel. Just a little weird, in my opinion. The knees, Again, molded differently than a regular double jointed figure, but look at that, you can kick his ass. He can kick his own ass real easily. And then you're going to have a boot cut underneath, which is hidden nicely. And then you have your ankle rockers, and then your toe articulation. And it looks like these have some nice, the toes are nice and tight. All right. Unfortunately, it's not hidden. Now, for a figure like this, I would hope that something would be hidden, but they obviously weren't able to. I want to go back to this piece here. I really didn't point it out. I didn't even notice here. But when we're looking at it, you got the straps that run around, and then we got these nice little buckles underneath it. But that's what we're going to plug everything into in a second. As for the eyes, as we've kind of talked about, these things just pop right out. So now he is completely soulless. That actually looks pretty great. It looks pretty awesome. All right. So we have a green eye that we can just kind of pop on in. If I can find both of them. Green eyes will obviously be the easiest to find just because they're green. I do like that. I think that looks pretty damn sweet. Throw these off here. And then we got the, I think these are the squinty eyes. But you're able to see exactly how they pop in. That does look really good though. Again, I did not know that they had different eyes here. Again, this was ordered while doing a stream. I believe when I was on with Same Time Toys, I was like, I kept looking at it. It might have been after it, and I'm just like, screw it, I'm going to order this. So there you go, different eyes. We'll pop this head off here. And I think we can get... I don't think that piece actually... Oh, it does come off. So if we just kind of squeeze it, this piece will come off. But then he looks really stupid. So don't take that off. It does come off. But you don't want to take it off because that looks really, really bad. So we'll just leave it. Look at that peg. So it is weird. It's kind of... It's already angled backwards. So I thought it was a second neck peg. I was wrong. I'm not sure what this is for. I'm sure it is in the instructions. But let's pop on the actual Venom head. Let's see how this looks. That's weird. So the head, the hole for the head is back there. So you don't just pop it straight down. It's kind of on this angle. And not all that easy to get in. I know, that's what she said. This is kind of reminding me of our Operation Monster Force Killer Warg. That he struggled to pop in that head, so I think I might need to do... Man, this stuff is so sharp. Well, his head is not going on here. I'm definitely going to have to heat this up to make that work. Definitely trying not to break this thing. Okay, so there you go. There's no pop when the head goes on there. See how easily the arm came off. I mean, this thing just barely pops on. This one seems to be on much better. It actually goes in much deeper there. This one here, it is just... doesn't even go in all the way, it looks like it. Really odd. Like, I can see why this thing was 18 bucks for me. Alright. So we're going to take the pistol here. We're going to throw that right on there. Maybe. Maybe not. This thing is a mess. I will not be reviewing another one of these figures as it just takes so damn long. And now we want to do, let's say, we'll have an empty one. Alright. I mean, it's a unique idea for sure. what they were going for or what they do go for. And I know there's a lot of people that either love these or they hate them. Right now I'm kind of on the fence of, I'm not so sure right now. Alright, as for the hands, they pop off and they're a lot like the Mezco hands. So they're going to use that peg system right there. And I obviously have to have some sort of a trigger finger on them, because the guy's got to be firing a gun. I mean, I like figures with guns. So, take this, slide that right down there. I don't think we're going to have any issue doing a crossing over to fire that. But what I do need is a better hand that makes it look like he's firing it. Holy crap, did those things hurt. Like, I'm not joking, this stuff just hurts. I've been talking for almost a half hour with this, so God bless you guys all for sticking around. So, I think this thing is going to be a pain. And this might be another one of those where you have to set certain things up, get them in the right position, and that's kind of where you're going to set it. That's where it's going to be at. Wow. So, he has really, really tiny feet. Like, extremely tiny feet. So I was able to stand him like that in a firing position. I don't even know what to say. Things are just falling off. Like, this is not going to be that easy of a figure. So, I think we need to get everything just falling off them. Again, 18 bucks. I'm not going to complain that bad. Just Jeff said this thing is a great figure. I don't know. To each their own. It's not awful. Again, we're going to take this here, throw that right on there like he is web slinging with his pistol. Right? So, take the stand, open that up. I can't see the stand. I guess it does hold them. Kind of. Not really. God bless you people. I know he's out of frame right now. Give me a second and I will try and fix. I will try and get this thing to fit better. Alright, and now let's see if we can just get... So, here I kind of have him web slinging the best possible. It'll work, and I think you can get him in some really awesome poses. There's no doubt about that. How many times things are going to fall off of him? Well, that I have no idea. But these guys do... I don't trust the stand. But he does go with the stand. I mean, I guess it's not bad. The angle kind of sucks that I have him at. Well, the angle that I have the camera at. So, it's very weak. But he can stand on his own. He can web shoot, I guess. The toe articulation. I mean... he does stand on the one toe, so that's not bad. So for the most part, again, I mean, 18 bucks shipped. I'm not going to complain all that much. This is Aliexpress. Just be ready to open this figure. I think I'm going to have to do a little bit of fixing, obviously, with this arm. I mean, you guys can see exactly what was going on there. This one here I could easily pull out, but it doesn't feel like it's going to pull out. This one here, as we see, it can just kind of, it just comes right off. It's like that grommet right there is not going to hold this properly. Now comparing it to this Agent Venom from Marvel Legends, well, this thing has a lot more And it just feels like sometimes less is more. And I like the way this one is. There's only so much. Yes, it could use a little bit more of an articulation, like let's say like a G.I. Joe Classified. If this one stayed together, as well as this guy over here, I might say it's a little bit better, but I gotta kind of play around with this a little bit more. I don't like figures that always have things kind of falling off of them. And I feel like that's what I'm gonna have with this. He has a lot of stuff, but I'm not so sure if it is all good stuff, like with a Mezco. Like, I don't think I'll ever use this gun. All right. Oh, I didn't even go with the tentacles. So let's throw in a couple tentacles here. They're all super loose. I mean, they're super loose, so I don't see them staying. I mean, look, it just kind of does that. So, unless they're supposed to go in certain spots, like that one has a bigger peg system. So, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm completely missing the boat on something here. That is much smaller there. That's going to plug in. Yeah, I mean, there's no... I mean, I'm assuming that's what goes with that, right? So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just completely missing. I mean, this stuff had it on it. And all that stuff is just way too loose. So you're not really going to be able to get anything to stay in there. So I think the back system, just in my opinion, and again, if you have this, if you can correct me, I mean, look at that. That looks like Terminator 2-esque, right? Anyway, there you go. That is your Agent Venom from Revoltech. Amazing Yamaguchi, right? I mean, it's amazing Yamaguchi. See, Revoltech, amazing Yamaguchi. Again, 18 bucks. I took a shot, made a video. You guys decide. You tell me what you think in the comments. All right, so there you go. That is your amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech Agent Venom, or Venom, whichever you want to create. I like the fact that the tentacles, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. Again, I'm using the system. I don't feel like the peg system is the greatest. Not how they're doing it. And maybe it's just this figure. Maybe I just don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I'm completely missing the mark. I'm going to play around with a little bit. Play around with it a little bit. Again, the reason why you're getting stuff like this is because I like to show people exactly what it's like firsthand when you open it up. You're kind of getting the same thing that I am. All right, I want you to experience what I am. And then, you know, my live streams, if you have a question, you can say, hey, did you figure that out? Did I miss something? I saw what you did. It works out. Or in the comments, you can tell me, or I can say, hey, I figured that exactly out. So anyway, there you go. If you want it, Aliexpress, don't expect mint in box. Again, I don't know why you're ordering anything mint in box, especially something where you can't even see the figure. That I'll never understand. But hey, you do you. Just be prepared. Though 18 bucks, I really can't complain too much. I knew what I was doing when I ordered them. So I'm going to get out of here. Please take a second. If you like this type of content, you like seeing when I do these one-offs, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop one of these. Now what I am going to do is I'm going to leave you a link to the actual Agent Venom Marvel Legends that I did. Take care.